Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Holy moly, what is going on? It is a crazy day today. Listen, a lot of news coming out about the Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX exchange. We're going to get into that. BlockFi is back on the scene, and it is not a great look. We're going to dig deeper into why Library versus the SEC and the loss that it took is significant, but still, in my humble opinion, does not affect what's going on with Ripple and its settlement options in the near future. I believe that 100% that the settlement is near. And this really kind of speaks to, with the Library loss, it may speak to the fact that XRP may, in fact, be the only digital asset with regulatory clarity. That's an interesting thing to think about. Well, Bitcoin, obviously, but that's a very, very interesting thought. We'll get into that as well. So listen, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do it. Let's go to total cryptocurrency market cap. Interesting stuff. Let's refresh this. I think that's 1.08 trillion. Let's refresh that. And there it is. See what we got going on. 1.02 trillion. Rumor on the street is a lot of people are dumping Bitcoin. So total cryptocurrency market cap 1.02 trillion is down 5% in the last 24 hours. The Bitcoin dominance is still at 37%. Bitcoin is currently trading at $19,574. Goodness gracious, if the FTX exchange goes down, rumor on the street is over $1 billion have been drained. $1 billion have been drained off that exchange. What would that do for markets? Bitcoin trading at $19,574. Ethereum is trading at $1,461. XRP is trading at 43 cents. Interesting time. Polygon Matic is still up on the 7-day, up 24.5%. OKB token, don't know what it is, still trading over 24.3% on a 7-day. Litecoin is up 16% on a 7-day. But let us not forget, this is all great for the swing traders of the world. Let us not forget that total cryptocurrency market cap is down from an all-time high of over $3 trillion. Let us not forget that. I was to cover some stuff here. I think it's hugely important to get the bigger picture. John Deaton put this tweet out: way to protect investors, Gary Gensler. Regular, hardworking folks get shut out because you protected them from yield. You, sir, respectfully are a disgrace. Absolutely. I told you guys. I told you this dude, hashtag Gary Gensler, is not your friend. A dude who was not publicly elected, but was, however, privately selected, ushered to the front of the room by the top banks and banking regulators to do their bidding. Remember, guys, we, the retail, regular, average Joe and Jane, entered into this space before Wall Street and was winning, walking away from their banking, traditional financial products, and into crypto and using crypto products. Never, ever forget that. Never, ever forget the bigger picture. This is what happened. And they brought Gary Gensler. In fact, they probably sent him to the stupid, school to do the teaching and the training so that he can become well-versed and dupe Congress, which he did. He duped Congress and that he was for the average Joe and average Jane. He duped them. And they fell for it. BlockFi, Yahoo Finance announces that BlockFi, who used to provide yield to the average working Joe and Jane, brings back their crypto yield accounts to U.S. accredited investors. So the masses no longer can earn yield on BlockFi. Only accredited investors. And this was the game plan. This was the plan from the beginning. This is just not great at all. And it's looking more and more. Now you got the library case. The library took the L. The SEC is going to use that, and they're going to try to. Ethereum is next, in my humble opinion. That what they're trying to do is take crypto out of our hands and put it into Wall Street's hands. Never ever forget it. Never ever forget that is the big freaking plan. In reference to the library, John Deaton says this as well. Earlier today, I said the library decision was a victory, was a 100% victory for the SEC, and said it read as if the SEC wrote it, and the SEC will quote it to Torres in the Ripple case. But the ruling doesn't shake my confidence at all, says John Deaton. Regarding the XRP case, I'll explain tomorrow, which is today at 5 p.m. Be sure to check it out. It's on Crypto Law TV. I believe they'll probably be live streaming on the Crypto Law TV YouTube channel, I believe, is how that is going to go, because Blockworks did an article that reads, did this federal judge just poke a massive hole in Ripple's defense against the SEC? Now, I don't believe that to be true at all. Two different cases presented differently. Remember, the second court does not have to take into consideration any rulings or judgments from the first court. So just understand that for sure. But the thing that I wanted to share with you guys, because I just think it is so important. Well, let me read what Fred Rispoli, because I was curious about what Fred and Bill were going to say about the library case. You lost one round, says Fred Rispoli. One round. Feel pity tonight and get back in the saddle tomorrow. File your notice of appeal on the last day, and then you get to play the SEC drag that crap out. Hopefully, they're in a position to do so. Remember, the SEC's brilliant move in library is attacking something that doesn't have the financial resources to fight back. Most of the attorneys will tell you that library came to this case not fully prepared. Why? They can't afford to hire the people that Ripple was able to hire to prepare a defense. That's just kind of the way it is. Just kind of the way it is. Now, I wanted to share, let me share this real quick from Miles Ducher. Sam Bankman-Fried, once admired as the king of crypto. Now, Alameda and FTX are rumored to be on the brink of insolvency. Why is this important? Because if the FTX exchange go down, this will be just like a body blow to the digital asset space as a whole, and the likes of the SEC and the current political administration that is not for you and is not for crypto. Here's how it all went wrong for Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. For a long time, SBF was idolized in the space, famous for arbitrage trading, founding FTX Exchange and Alameda, hugely successful investments like Solana. Sam accrued an impressive estimated net worth of $10 to $14.5 billion at his peak. In recent times, FTX has been extremely busy leading huge fundraising rounds for new projects. Aptos and SUI are two of the most recent examples. Sam was invincible. Despite Luna causing chaos, he used the situation as leverage to continue an aggressive expansion plan, bailed out BlockFi for $240 million, bid for Voyager's assets, considered bailing out Celsius, right? And a lot of the big riff right now with CZ, Binance, by the way, and Sam Bankman-Fried, is CZ is really pretty much straight up saying that Sam Bankman-Fried is not really for crypto. BitBoy is alleging that BlackRock is really behind Sam Bankman-Fried. So there's that. However, in the background, there was some cracks starting to appear. Eyebrows started to raise when Alameda CEO Sam Trabucco suddenly resigned. Additionally, a month later, FTX president Brett Harrison stepped down. Interesting to see that happen. These resignations occurred just before it was revealed that FTX Exchange was facing some legal trouble in the form of a securities regulator probe. Interesting. Is this the exchange that the SEC is going after? I don't know. We'll see. I think it's really more Coinbase, but SBS has a clear interest in politics, evidenced by his involvement in the upcoming midterm elections, in which he has donated almost $50 million. Where I wonder, did he put that money? This comes after his plan to donate $1 billion in the U.S. in the 2024 U.S. presidential election, which he later backtracked on. Clearly, Sam has political interests at heart, without question. Although a public sentiment was becoming more negative towards Sam, the DCCPA draft bill marked a real turning point for the public's perception. The draft of the bill was first leaked online. Remember that? That's when Eric Voorhees got into the scene, and they had a little friendly debate on the Bankless channel with Eric Voorhees and Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam has seemingly been supporting the bill, but despite Sam trying to play the good guy on Twitter, there were clear red flags throughout the bill, which could pose significant threats to decentralized finance, of course. Multiple key industry figures have spoken out against the bill, most notably BitBoy, who is working on his own bill. Ben Armstrong, a BitBoy Crypto, says 6 weeks ago, I first started sounding the alarm that SBF was deep into plans to create a federal bit license. After yesterday, there should be no more question about what this man has been trying to do in crypto. He's coming after DeFi and peer-to-peer transactions. Eric Voorhees famously quizzed SBF on the stands during a Bankless interview. This clip, which went viral, led to continued skepticism among the crypto community. The public damage for Sam was immense. Sentiment shifted as people realized his intentions may be different from what was first thought. This shift in sentiment was the precursor for what was to come next, and a major contributor behind the severity of the recent FUD. Concerns started to bubble on Wednesday when Alameda's balance sheet was leaked. It was revealed that the net equity in Alameda business is actually FTX-owned, centrally controlled, and printed out of thin air token, which is the FTT token. Dylan LeClaire did a great thread breaking down some of the concerns surrounding that balance sheet. One of the accounts that first called Celsius collapse published a report titled "Is Alameda Insolvent?" On a couple of fronts, it's important to know that FTX was considering looking into Celsius, for bidding for Celsius. We don't know, but at the overall bigger picture for digital crypto assets, if the FTX exchange goes down, and they're looking like it is about to do so, again, this will be a stain on the digital asset space as a whole. And it will have the Celsians speaking to, again, Sam Bankman-Fried's real intention, if this is in fact the case, that they had something to do with the demise, of Celsius, played a part in that role. However, let us not forget the major downfall to Celsius, in my humble opinion, is when they had that $100 million loss at Badger DAO due to a hack. It wasn't Celsius, wasn't hacked, but they had user funds over there, 100 million loss. They didn't come to the community and say, we need to do something. They tried to, essentially, become, aping into other projects with our funds, and just got very, very reckless. It just compounded the losses. That was the big demise. But anyway, I want to share that with you guys. Now, the thing that I really want to share with you guys, so if you really want to get the bigger picture, there's this thing with certain YouTubers in this digital asset space who want to try to put down Bitcoin, who want to try to put down places like Colombia, who's trying to do their thing with Bitcoin and missing the bigger picture. 100, because they claim to be utility maxis, but they're really just the digital asset holdings that they have maxis. That's the real reality, instead of forgetting the bigger picture. What are we doing is important work, says Simon Dixon. Far more important than you think. Understand this goes beyond trading. It's a lifeline for those less fortunate than you. It's a bigger picture to it all. So every time you think about trying to poo-poo Bitcoin and trying to poo-poo Tether, you're just completely missing the bigger picture. Completely missing the bigger picture. The digital asset space is our chance to win. So you can't have it both ways. You can't try to poo-poo Bitcoin and Tether and then turn around and talk about the SEC and what they're doing. You speak to the negatives of Bitcoin, you speak to the negatives of its technology, and you don't point out the bigger picture of it, which is this monetary policy and the lifeline that it provides, and the madness that came from governments and their policies and not having a clue on how to provide the right monetary policy. Take a listen to this. What's going on with Lebanon?
After decades of war and bad spending decisions by the government, Lebanon's economy is in ruin. I'm speaking to people who've had their life savings wiped out. There are fuel shortages and power cuts, a local currency that's lost 95% of its value, and crucially, money trapped in the bank. People are literally robbing banks at gunpoint to demand access to their own cash. And because of this, a sort of shadow crypto economy has emerged. So we're talking about locals mining for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Litecoin to earn money because they can't find work. Others are getting paid in Bitcoin by finding freelance gigs on Reddit and then treating Bitcoin like their bank because they think it's the safest way to store their savings. I also spoke to multiple people who are arranging meetings in Telegram to swap the stablecoin Tether for actual U.S. dollars, which they then use to buy groceries. Overwhelmingly, what I keep hearing is that people are desperate for a connection to money that actually makes.
Swapping the Tether to get U.S. dollars for groceries. Because the governments of the world screwed it up. The governments in their country have screwed things up. So you can keep trying to point out Tether this and Tether that. You can keep trying to point out Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that because you're a maxi and totally missing the bigger picture. These people did not do anything, the local people, wrong. And the government shut them down from access to their own money. And if there is no crypto, there is no alternative. They're stuck. They're done. It's over. It's over for them. These people are having to, as an end result, they're going into banks to try to rob the bank of their own money at gunpoint. We saw the videos. But you want to point out the technology. You want to talk about Lightning Network. Give me a break. The digital asset space is a lifeline for them. And just because they don't want to use your crypto, you want to point out the madness of Tether and Bitcoin and missing the bigger picture. These people need an alternative. They need a lifeline. And if they choose Bitcoin, you should be applauding the fact that they have a choice, that there's an alternative for them and their families who they're just merely trying to feed. A lot of this is the challenge that is U.S. YouTubers. Spoiled beyond spoiled. Because of the U.S. dollar. We gotta wake up and realize that not everyone is privy to it. Not everyone is privy to the fact that the US dollar is the global reserve currency. We got to think about the bigger picture. Crazy stuff, I tell you, crazy times. Check out this video for sure. It's a great listen to. I mean, it's just amazing what's going on, what these people are doing to try to survive. Telegram groups trading Tether for US dollar, trying to survive. Governments won't let them, give them access to their own money. What are people supposed to do? The job, the job rate is terrible. People can't keep jobs. They can't provide for their families. What do you want them to do? Turn to crime? Isn't access to crypto better than turning to crime and violence? Come on, dude, wake up. All right, guys, listen, this wraps up your XRP Ripple Daily News in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button. It does a tremendous job of getting the YouTube channel, out to more people, the average Joe and the average Jane, who are not aware of the digital asset space being built right underneath your noses. Is so massively important. If you enjoyed the Hangouts, consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we do upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it.